The emptying or the kenosis started with the conception of Jesus, but it is most evident to us today in the passion and death of Jesus. What did the Son of God empty himself of? On this day, we enter into the gloomiest week in the liturgical calendar. On the last week of Jesus' life, we see increasing tension between Jesus and the temple establishment, eventually leading to his crucifixion. The second reading today contains a hymn celebrating Christ, who, though he was in the form of God, did not deem equality with God something to be grasped. Rather, he emptied himself and took the form of a slave, being born in the likeness of humans. And being found in human form, he humbled himself and became obedient even unto death, death on a cross. From this hymn, we often use the Greek word Paul himself employed to describe Jesus' emptying, kenosis. The emptying or the kenosis started with the conception of Jesus, but it is most evident to us today in the passion and death of Jesus. What did the Son of God empty himself of? He emptied himself of all attributes that would not make his experience truly 100% human. Kenosis was already symbolized when he entered Jerusalem riding on a colt. This would be in contrast to Pilate, who, we can imagine, was accompanied by marching soldiers in full military regalia every time he would tour around Jerusalem. Thus, the Son of God felt the agony of being left alone by his disciples. He felt the burden of the heavy cross. He felt the extreme pain every time the hammer pounded the nails that pierced through his hands and his feet. But kenosis is not just for Jesus. For Paul, Jesus gives us a model to follow. Have this mind among yourselves, which is yours in Christ Jesus. For priests, kenosis means abandoning a clerical mindset which sees the priesthood as an entitlement to perks and privileges. In the synthesis report on synodality, we read, clericalism stems from a misunderstanding of the divine call, viewing it more as a privilege than a service, and manifesting itself in the exercise of power and in a worldly manner that refuses itself to be accountable. For those in positions of authority, kenosis means to leave behind the pedestals in order to enter into the minds and hearts of people under them.